Hey y'all, so this is my initial impressions of the Ninjago City Markets. This thing is so big it feels like my almost my entire filming area right here. But about the set itself, 6,163 pieces, and I love the details. Going down all the way down to the bottom of this massive set. Man, there's so much details to be seen and had. Not sure I can describe them all in this video here. But yeah, it looks like a fun set. It is built on two 32 by 32 base plates here. So that should be fun to put together. And we get 21 minifigures. They're all listed here across the bottom of the box, their names and everything. Let's take a look at the back of the box and see what we see. So the back of the box shows us how modular this thing is. It's not really touted as a modular building per se, but it is put together modularly, just like the Ninjago City Gardens was. You can see all the different components that come together from the top down on this. Yeah, this is gonna be really good. Even stuff that comes out the sides as well. Got some other close-ups of things in this set, including that wonderful lift that's right here, and even telling us how it can connect to the Ninjago City Gardens, which I'm looking forward to seeing that very much too. And here's a look at the back of the set, the back of the bottom of the set anyway, so you can see what's back here too. Yeah, this thing is just going to be so much fun to put together. I'm looking forward to seeing what's inside. So let's take a look. Wow. That is a lot of internal bags. There are 51 of them in total buried under all of this. Some are small, like I saw stage number 4, yeah, that's back here, is full of nothing but the water tiles. That's all it is. Stage 22 is somewhere under all this, has the same thing in it. We also get 3 sticker sheets. That's a lot of stickers, but it's a lot of set. So they're pretty cool printings, though. I will say that. They're nice printing on the stickers. So that's pretty neat. We do get 2 of the 32 by 32 base plates. Very cool. And 3 humongous instruction books. This is just book 3. That is a huge book. Let's take a look at where book 1 kind of does here. Yeah, the first base plate construction all in there. Oh yeah, we get some depth in there as well too, and leads off with that structure going into book 2. I'm not going to go into the other books, but this is a huge set. I am so looking forward to starting this journey. Please come with me for the ride. Hey y'all, so stages 1 through 4
are complete. And this was quite a bit of work to do. Stages 1 and 2, and then 3 and 4 were each combined. So I only built like 2 separate like sets of build stages, and it took a while to put together. Started off actually before I did any of that by building a mills plate. So you can see all the way around there's a thick layer of brick on the bottom of this instead of just the base plate. Base plate is right there at the bottom. I got brick all the way across here, and dark bluish gray tile on top. You can see some of it still sticking out, not being used yet. You're also going to notice that on this side, it's all Technic holes right here. That's because this plate is eventually going to connect to another one, which will complete the markets. And I wanted to make sure it's as secure as possible, so I'm going to stick a whole bunch of Technic pins in a lot of these holes, not every one of them, to make sure that this thing sticks together very well and doesn't really fall apart when I try to move it. Now, that being aside, the first 4 build stages, the bags in this, are, pretty intensive. We get all the base plate in here, a lot of the dark greens, very dark green, black, a bunch of little flower studs in here. Then we finally get like light bluish gray tile all up in here, water tiles, a bunch of them all over the place, and getting them in the right direction. You have to really focus on that. Not sure what this is going to be. This is like one of those things that makes things like spin on the surface. I'm not sure what it's going to be yet. This is the base of some sort of structure. I'm not even sure what it's supposed to be. This looks like some sort of like a blacksmith's anvil sort of thing right here in the middle. I'm not really sure what that's supposed to be honest. We have a little ramp with a handrail right here. Couple of these Technic pieces right here. I imagine they're going to be holding something in a future build stage. But I like the way it looks so far. Getting this base work done, this base tile all laid out, it looks really nice. Got a couple little flowers in the water, lilies and everything. Looks really nice. I'm looking forward to seeing how this all takes shape. We also got 2 Technic pins sticking out this side. I think this is going to connect to the Ninjago City Gardens, which I actually have. I'll show y'all that at the end of the big build video. I think it's supposed to stick into that. I'm not real sure yet. I'll have to look at that further in the directions for that. But yeah, this really cool beginning section. Looking forward to seeing what comes next. All right, y'all. So stages 5 through 9 are complete. First of all, we get 2 additional minifigures. This is Racer 7. Nice printing, a couple of accessories. And this is the Baker. Interesting headpiece. I actually ended up getting a duplicate in my set. So I have an extra Baker headpiece in my copy of the set. Onto the build. So we get this entire structure. This is the bakery, you know. I like the design on the outside. Get our first sticker details. There's one right there. There's a couple others spread throughout this. There's one on the second floor right there. There's one for the bed too. One for the signage outside. And there's a clock in the top of the second story. We get, you know, lots of details in this thing. One of the things I like about this is that the floors are removable. So you can actually take out the bedroom to get a closer look at it. All the detail ends there. Those pink skates are pretty cool. And you can take out the ground floor as well. You get a better look at the bakery, which is inside. We get an oven and a preparation table, rolling pin, and some other breads and pastries and stuff like that. In this, little flowers on the outside on both sections here. Very nice indeed. We get some support pillars that like hold it all together. Like this thing is not going anywhere. It's very well put together. We got some little vegetation going. Little katana is as a plant. It's pretty cool. Lots of gold work inside here. Hot dog bun as a decoration. Pretty neat. So far, so good. I'm liking how this structure is turning out so far. This is just a bakery. I know there's several more buildings to go in this set. But I like how it looks. It's really neat. All right, y'all, progress report time. And this is going to cover stages 10 through 19. And this is actually going to complete book 1 of the build. Starting off with the minifigures that we get in stages 10 through 19 are these three. We have Kai in his blacksmith outfit, Hound Dog McBride, and Nia in her ninja. That's a really cool ninja outfit. Everything's very nicely printed and detailed. Love the accessories in all three of these. Pretty awesome. Now on to the build. I'll put these aside for a minute here. So in this one, we pick up where we left off. We had the bakery in the previous progress report. This time we get the blacksmith shop, complete with a brick-built anvil, barrel full of water, tools, a forge, all that stuff. Crate with a green frog on the outside. And also we get to complete the water detail on this base plate. Second floor, get to some detail. I imagine this is going to be walled off at some point. Maybe a little interior in here, a little bed in there. And then we get the upper cable car terminal as the bulk of like this part of the build. This is where that nice yellow car is going to like depart from. This, I think this is the station where it's going to be hanging from. We already have a string with a hook element right here. It's eventually going to connect to that cable car or to the other side of the base plate. I'm never sure. It is controlled by this knob right here. So if I twist this knob at the top, it does raise and lower the string. We've also got a control on the back that opens up that to allow the car to come in. We've also got some sort of lift that does lock in place. There's a piece back here that locks in place, but if you move that, it drops it down. We also get a wheelchair lift right here, which is controlled by this little knob on the side. So that's pretty cool. Lots of cool details, planters, signs, all sorts of really cool things, little flowers on top. Oh man, I'm loving this build so far. We're not even halfway through yet. We're up to stage 19, but book 1 is done, so I'm ready to start work on the second part of this build. Loving it so far, and I cannot wait to keep going on this. Stay tuned. right, y'all. So progress report time. This one's going to cover stages 20 through 24, the beginning of book 2. So right away, we got another Mills plate, which I put together, matching the first one I did. So they're eventually going to connect with these Technic holes. I mentioned that in the previous report. And we also get one minifigure in this whole batch of stages, and it's the tea vendor right here. Nice torso printing, little cup accessory. Love the facial expression on this guy. Back printing as well. Sadly, no sign of leg or arm, but that's okay. Unnamed tea vendor character, and of course we get the tea table right here. Bring it a little closer to it. So we have a tea booth right here. A little tea bowl in here. Looks like probably tea boxes of tea right here, possibly. We also get a nice little brick built planter built on this kind of awkward angle. So built using a hinge plate underneath this here. We also get more water detail around the edges here. This blank spot, I believe this is where it's going to cross over into the other plate here. More water on this side here going into this corner. And then we get all the like surface detail, all this plate right here, leading into all of this here. I'm not actually sure what this is going to be for, to be honest. Looks like some sort of lift contraction just from the basic outline of what I'm seeing here. Got especially these supports right here. Ramp right here. Nice railing use of a black hot dog as part of a railing here. We've even got water rushing out of a drain pipe right here. That's a nice little detail next to this little green frog. Yeah, so this is so far shaping up to be a good sturdy foundation for the second part of this build. Looking forward to seeing what comes next in the next larger chunk that I'm fixing to build. So stay tuned. All right, y'all, progress report time. And this is stages 25 through 30, all completed here. First, we get 2 minifigures in this section. We have Shamil right here, nice purple hair piece, and Aaron. Onto the build. So yeah, we add on a lot more from the last time. So we had this building the last time we did a progress report. So now we're adding this structure. Looks like some sort of a lift, some sort of mechanical device. I'm not sure exactly what that's supposed to be yet. Got a walkway leading up to it. And we get this like temple facade that goes over on top of it. It doesn't look quite complete yet. It looks like there's still room on top here for more. But yeah, that's basically what I built in this next section, was this piece right in here. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. I don't really know the direction it's going to go yet. And I'm about to actually to connect it to the other base plate. Just figured I'd do a review on it before I do that. So the next time you see a progress report, it'll be connected as one huge module. Yeah, I'm liking the way it looks so far. Interesting techniques in building this roof right here on this temple. Even building the temple columns themselves is actually pretty cool too. Yeah, so far so good. All right, y'all, progress report time. And this progress report brings us to the end of book 2. So in stages 31 through 33, we get 3 more minifigures. We get a street vendor, a boat vendor, and Detective Zane, complete with a magnifying glass. And what we get in this section of the build, we get to connect the 2 halves of the markets so far. So the first Mills plate that I built gets to combine with the second. And I believe the split is actually right here. You can see that line right here. So it goes right down this line right here where they connect. And now they're connected, we can do things that cross the barriers on this. So we get this section in the back. We get a little a food stand of sorts, a nice boat. This pillar with some vines growing out of it, and on the sides, you get what looks like some movie posters on both sides right there. And we get some nice hanging lights right here. And then this part, which I'm assuming is gonna be like a walkway that we're gonna add at some point, connecting to the jumpers on this build right here. In addition to that, we also get this very nice bridge that crosses this big expanse of water that we had in this. So now we have a bridge that's connecting both sides, as well as the walkway over here by the food stand. Oh yeah, this thing is coming together very, very nicely. Now that both halves are joined, we get a better idea of like the scale of this set, and it's going to get even taller. There's more to add. I know there's stuff on this side we're going to add, probably some more up here, I imagine at some point. It's just going to get more and more grand and more just dense of parts and modules and everything else that is going to get in this set. I'm really excited to see what book 3 brings to us. All right, y'all, progress report time. Stages 34 and 35 are done. It's only the first 2 stages of book 3, but we get a significant development. First of all, we get our next minifigure, identified simply as Dojo Kid. Do like the printing on the torso, front and back. Very detailed, like that a lot. And this one, we get a couple things. So the first thing that's built is this long bar that stretches across both sides of the set. And on top of it, we get a tree that's built into this structure right here. And then the next part of the stage build is the cable car. Very cool build. Lots of snot techniques going on in here to build this cable car. It's minifigure ready, so you can actually stick minifigures inside that. It does move a couple of the Technic wheels that were installed in the in previous stages. Move this thing up and down. It's actually back here on the back side of this tower. So if I can turn it, yeah, so we can see it moving. And as we approach the upper part of the station, we can turn this wheel in the back, flips open the sidewalk so that the car can actually go directly inside. And also it can also travel down to the bottom part. So this part that we built before is now being used as like the ground level for the cable car. Very cool bit of engineering went into this, especially attaching it to the bars, went to little Technic pieces. And the hook that was added a while ago is now finally being used to simply pull the cable car along. So that is really neat. I love that. It's a cool play feature for this set, and it's starting to really tie this set together. It's starting to become one large unit instead of 2 separate halves, and I'm looking forward to seeing the future build stages in this set, so stay tuned. Hey y'all, progress report time. And today we're doing a progress report on stages 36 through 39. And what that built was this huge walkway that spans this entire second floor of the markets. We actually get 2 minifigures in this one. We have Gail Gossip, and I believe this is Vinny Folsom. I believe that's the correct name for this, and I might be wrong though on that. But like a little brick built camera he's got. It's one of those special bricks with a stud on the end of it, a couple of circular tiles, and an axe or a blacksmith hammer actually is the handle for the camera. It's pretty cool actually. She's carrying a microphone. They both have pretty cool printing on them, front and back. And that gets us into the walkways. This entire span from here by the lift all the way around to back here. There's actually some stickers on the back side of them. I'll probably get to those in a second here. Yeah, nice planters, a little archway right here. There's a mechanism right here. I believe this is going to have something to do with the functioning toilet that gets built later in the build, because there's the gap for it. So I'm pretty sure it's going to come out there somehow, because it's all like lined up underneath here, underneath this cross beam right here. Probably leads into this pillar right here and out. Yeah, pretty cool. Nice use of these gold pieces for fencing. Nice little planters. Let's get this thing turned around a little bit. See it from the front. Yeah, nice little sticker elements right here and going all the way around there. So you get some stickers on that one as well. These fences and stuff, little walkway here. This is still jumpered for something else, a future module that's coming up in this. But looking at it from the front, it's looking more and more complete. This walkway adds so much to this build. I cannot wait to see what's coming next. All right, y'all, progress report time. And today's progress report is going to cover stages 40 through 46. Starting with the minifigures we got. We get 4 of them. A Borg store employee, Cyrus Borg himself, Misdemeanor, and Dareth as a bartender. The Misdemeanor minifigure is probably my favorite so far of all the minifigures I've done so far in this set, because it's just got the most unique body print and accessories, and the hairstyle and everything is just really cool about that one. And onto the build. So stages 40 through 44 built the Borg store. So 40 and 41 built the bottom level and at a weird angle, so you can't really see much of the interior, but there is an interior like electronics display in that, so that's pretty cool. The next one built, 42 built the office level, computer, desk, stuff like that. And then 43, or 44, one of the ones in there, built the top of the Borg building, and including this really cool red lattice work up the back, rest support. Also, there's an elevator that we built earlier. It connects to the second level here, so that's pretty cool. We also get to build a bar on this one, very kind of steampunk themed, not steampunk, cyberpunk themed. Excuse me. Very lots of detail. We get a brick built pool table. That was actually a lot of fun to build. A lot of sideways brick technique in there. We also have a jukebox with a golden hot dog on it. Karaoke stage, bar, dartboard, even pool cues. So lots of details on this one. Even a few things around the back as part of the build, staircase. All sorts of really cool techniques built into both of these structures that are going on the second floor of the markets. A lot of sticker details. Some of the bigger ones are used in this one. I finally get that clear one of the sticker sheets. I had 3 of them to begin with. I finally cleared one of them, so that was finally about time to do that. Looking forward to we are at the home stretch of the build, so I've only got 47 through 51 left. So the next progress report will be the final progress report. So stay tuned for the finale of this build. All right, y'all, progress report time. And this is the final progress report, stages 47 through 51. And in this one, we'll start with the minifigures. We have 2. We have Urban Sora, very nice print and detail on her torso and legs. Nothing on side of leg or arm, unfortunately, but she has it right now as back printing as well. Oh, one arm has printing. So that's pretty neat. We also have the Sushimi Chef, which is the final minifigure in the set. Nice print detail on the front and the back, so that's pretty neat there too. But what we're concerned about here is the top part of this build. So right on top of the karaoke bar, we have the last couple modules. First was built this walkway that's all lined in these dark blue window pieces. Safety first, of course. Then back here, we get a toilet, public toilet. And this actually does have functionality. There are some pieces embedded inside and a path that leads through here and out the bottom of that pillar in the back of the model. But yeah, it's just a neat little functionality right there. We have a sticker element sign hanging off the side right there. Antenna on the roof, about equal with the antenna from previously on the Borger store. So pretty close to the same height, and maybe a little shorter, I'm not sure. And then we end with the sushi food stand. It's literally just a food stand. There's not much detail on, it's very small, but there's detail on the inside. Let me see if we can open this door right here so we can see better interior. Yeah, there's a stove right there, a little cook pot, some sushi right there being ready to be served. And on top we have this sign built using a railroad track, and then this brick built squid holding a frying pan and chopsticks. So just really nice little details to round out this set. And like I said before, this completes the model, so it is finished. However, this is not for a complete model review. This is just for the part that I just built. If you want to watch a complete review of everything, please watch the long form speed build video where I will go more in depth of this build. Yeah, I loved it so much. And this thing was just, you know, such a lot of cool little character in this last little part of the build. Very neat. I enjoyed it a whole lot.